Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome. Today I'm looking at the Johan de Witt. The Dutch heavy cruiser with, let me see, 240mm guns and an airstrike capability. Yes, she's got pattern bombers. Well, let's start with the armor layout, shall we? Okay, so on the nose we've got 25mm armor. Not terrible, not great. 40mm kind of icebreaker there. That's quite useful. Going to ricochet a few shells. And then the top deck, 30mm of armor. But she has decent AA. You can shoot down a lot of planes in her. Like the ships before her, like Harlem, she has strong AA. AA value of 93 there. Okay, let's take the nose off and... oh, hello. So we've got a partial turtleback. We've got a turtleback that protects the citadel. The citadel is below the water, on the waterline. It's on the waterline, just a fraction above, but it's got this turtle back to protect it. And you can see that little plate there, 163mm of thickness there. So, yeah, you don't want to get caught broadside, sure, but you do have some protection and you might get lucky. They might thump shells into your casemate armor above and fail to get to your citadel below. So she's fairly well armored for a heavy cruiser. I would say strong armor layout. Okay. At the back, similar story. And again, with that 40mm of citadel armor. But the casemate sitting on top, 200mm. So kiting away shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay. Survivability. She's got 49,950 hits with this build and a torpedo protection of 19%. Artillery. She comes with 3 turrets with triple 240mm. What is that? I've got my arrow in the way there. 55 QF in a turret. Okay, alright. Reload time's 14.1 seconds. Switching time for shells is 8.4 seconds. Turret traverse, not the best, not the worst. 34.5 seconds. They're pretty heavy guns. They're 240mm, so yes, the turret traverse is a little slow. But quicker than some battleships, I'll give it that. Okay, the maximum dispersion is 170 meters. Fair amount of vertical dispersion on the guns, you'll see when I show you the next 2 matches I'm about to play. And she has 16km range on the guns with the reload mod. Okay. Maximum damage 3,400 with the HE with a 20% fire chance. That's reasonable. It is worth spamming the HE for fires, especially when combined with her rather strong airstrike capability. And the 240mm AP, 6,100 damage maximum and 900 meters a second velocity on both shell types. She will make a nasty mess of light cruisers if you use the AP, because those are 240mm guns, so they have a reasonable amount of overmatch on light armor. Okay, now the airstrike capability. She gets 2 attack flights, maximum range of 12 kilometers, reload time with this build of 68 seconds. She has available to her 2 flights, and the number of planes in each attacking flight is 10. Fire chance 35% on the bombs. Very reasonable. You will be setting fires with the payload most of the time. You will have moments where you'll think, why didn't I get a fire there? But she will usually come through for you in the end. Okay, she has depth charges that she chuffs out the back. Yeah, I know, not great. Why hasn't she got ASW? She's got airstrike. But, you know, they're there. They're usable. Maximum damage of 5,750. Strong AA. She gets the Oerlikon guns. And Bofors. Oerlikon and Bofors. Very English AA there. It's jolly hockey sticks. Bofors, chaps, and Oerlikons. Yes. Very strong indeed. Priority sector reinforcement 85% and a firing range of 6 kilometers. Her AA is strong. You will shoot a lot of planes down with this ship. Maneuverability 33.7 knots. That's with speed flag. Turning radius 740 meters and a rudder shift of 11.9 seconds. Her concealment's very good too for a heavy cruiser. You can get it down to 10 kilometers with this build. Okay, talking of which, let's have a look at the modules. Okay, so my recommendations in slot 1 is main armaments modification 1 to keep your guns alive. In slot 2, Engine room protection if you haven't got the coal. I'm waiting for my coupon to refresh. When it does, I'll be getting Hydrocaustic Search Modification 1. Hydrocaustic Search Modification 1 is 20% buff on your Hydro. She gets Hydro, but the duration isn't great. It's, let me see, about a minute and 40 seconds on that. So if you get this, you'll hit the 2-minute mark, which is reasonable to expect. She has 4 damage repair parties with this build and 4 defensive AA fire. Very useful. Okay, let's have a look at the captain build. Right. Actually, no we won't. I got as far as here, didn't I? Okay, so in slot 3, aiming systems modification 1, because she does suffer from quite bad vertical dispersion on the guns, so you want to get that spread as tight as you can. Then in slot 4, airstrike modification 1, so that we can reload our airstrike faster. Remember the airstrike, the 12-kilometer airstrike? We want that to reload nice and quick. So airstrike modification 1 in slot 4. And then in slot 5, concealment system modification 1, because we like 10-kilometer concealment. Very good for hiding behind islands and then bugging out when things get a little too hot. So very useful indeed. And then in slot 6, it's a personal choice here. You have a choice. I mean, the meta is range, isn't it? So you could go with gunfire control system modification 2, which adds another 16% to your 16-kilometer range, pushing you out to 17, almost 18 kilometers with that. It's a possible, I suppose. I guess it would push you out to about 18. But I've gone with reload modification 3 because you are going to be spending a lot of time near the caps, sitting behind islands, pattern bombing things. So when you do get to use your guns, you're going to want them to reload nice and quick. So it suits the playstyle, main battery modification 3, whereas gunfire control system modification 2 suits the current meta of standing off at range and slinging shells at each other. Your choice. Personally, I think I'd recommend this one, but if you've got better ideas and you feel you need the gun range, go with the gun range mod, yeah? Okay, let's have a look at the captain build. Okay, I've gone with a pretty standard captain build here. For your first pick, incoming fire alert, and then second pick, focus fire training, because you have strong AA. You want to make that AA as strong as possible. She really shines with the AA. Then for your third pick, superintendent. Fourth pick, concealment expert. Okay, so that's your first 10 points. Then after that, I would recommend adrenaline rush. Then after that, survivability expert, okay, to get your hit points up. And then gun feeder, which will allow you to switch from the very reasonable HE to AP if you need it, especially if a cruiser is showing too much broadside. You want to take advantage of those moments and switch to AP. And then with my last 4 points, I'll probably be going with top grade gunner, which increases the main battery reload speed while an enemy ship is within your standard detectability range. Now bear in mind that you are going to be very close to the enemy with this playstyle. Top grade gunner would be a premium pick. You could, however, for situational awareness, take RPF. As you can understand, you're going to be stuck behind an island. If there's a ship approaching you, you might want to know which direction, which side of the island he's going to go, right? So RPF is also something I would recommend. Either of those picks, you won't go wrong, basically. Okay, let's take her for a spin. Okay, so we're on Trident. It's domination mode. The matchmakers, well, yes. Tier 11, as it were. Tier 11 starships and a fair amount of tier 10. Okay. Chocks away into the deep blue and all that. They got a sub aside. So that's something to bear in mind. The sub isn't on my flank. I know that straight away because they always seem to set up in mirror mode. So their U-2501 is opposite our Balau, and it would take them forever to get to sea. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about submarines, which is something, I guess. There are absolutely no islands to farm ships with the airstrike capability on this flank. So we've been a bit unlucky there. And I must admit, I've only played this ship like 2 or 3 times just to familiarize myself with the toys. So this is going to be a bit rough. You're going to need to bear with me on this one. I think Johan de Witt, I think the whole Dutch line was to try and break the meta. Because you have to operate a little closer to the enemy. But then, hey, we've got Minotaurs that do that. Radar Minotaur's a classic example, right? I guess if you're playing a Worcester correctly, you're going to be using islands as well to parabolic your shells over the top, as it were, and set as many fires as you can. So it's not a meta, if you like, that I'm not unfamiliar with. I am familiar with this playstyle. It's the pattern bombers. I mean, really. I mean, I have so many questions. Like, where the hell do they store all the munitions for said pattern bombers? Where does this unlimited supply of planes materialize from? Yeah. Another thing about these ships is they have very strong AA. So if you're fed up with CVs, go Dutch. That's all I'm saying. And just by pure coincidence, the pattern bombers make an absolute mess of CV flight decks. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. Pure coincidence, I'm sure. Not intentional whatsoever. Anyway, I'm laying down some fire on the Yoshino here, and he slowed down. Okay. Right. And so far, bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay, I'm going to take my first guess. Okay, that was... Like I said, I thought this was going to be a bit of a rough match, and yeah, I got hit pretty hard there. Maybe from the St. Vincent? Maybe. Anywho, we've made it to the island, and we're still alive, and I just got 6 hits on the Yoshino with my pattern bombers. Okay, so 10k damage down, just like that. And there's a Sherman to my right, to my starboard side. That's a bit of a concern, if I say so myself, and he's got me on hydro. So yeah, not the most ideal map positioning for the Johan de Witt. The game does have a sense of humor, doesn't it? The amount of times I have been in matches and been in the wrong ship for that side of the map. Well, I'd lose count. I'd lose count. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I play a lot of French, because they're fast. So if I'm not happy with the matchmaker positioning, I can simply bug out and go to a different flank, much to the horror usually of my teammates. They're never very happy when I do that. There's a St. Vincent there gagging to be pattern bombed. And I'm not too sure if he's going to carry on going backwards or if he's going to go forwards or what he's doing. But he's in the square, so... Alright, 3 hits and a fire. Bit underwhelming, but I guess you are at the whim of the players. You have got to somehow guess which way they're going to go next. Is he going to carry on reversing? Is he going to accelerate, decelerate, stay in place? You're basically guessing. Oh, good grief. Just shaking out the tiredness. And here comes a Carl. He's going pretty fast, isn't he? I'm not sure I'm going to catch him with the pattern bombers. This guy's still in range, so let's make the St. Vincent's life miserable again. Still burning from my last strike. Okay. I guess Sherman doesn't fancy his chances because he hasn't pushed me. Oh! He put his speed boost on, didn't he? You see, that's the thing about St. Vincent. He's got a speed booster, so he can reverse a little quicker than I gave him credit for. And I should have factored that into my drop. There's a lot to think about when you're dropping pattern bombers on people. Not really. There isn't much to think about at all, really. Just take your best guess and see what happens. Anyway, they've got 2 battleships this side, which is why I'm carrying behind the island and don't want to push out and shoot. There's also Yoshino backing them up, so... yeah. I don't really want to get shot down. Talking of which, no spotter plane for you, Carl. Okay. But this is literally it. This is the playstyle. I can actually shoot the Sherman, can't I? Gun rotation's a bit slow. Turret rotation is bloody awful, actually. Interesting. Okay. But this is a playstyle you need to get used to for the next ship in the line, the Johan de Witt. So, and not the Johan de Witt, the Golden Lion. So, this is how you'll be playing your Golden Lion. Okay, we got some hits on him. Everyone's shooting at me at the moment, according to the incoming fire alert. That's purely the Sherman dackering me. But as you noticed, he hasn't really done that much, which is great. Okay. Got some more damage down on the Johan. A little bit of damage on the Sherman. You get the idea. So you're juggling with guns and pattern bombers. And you should be using your pattern bombers as much as possible. Every time they come off cooldown, look for a target and launch. As long as there's something within 12 kilometers, you're golden. Okay. That looks like a good one. Yep. And another fire. German's backed off the cap. Carl is staying close. The St. Vincent is no more. Okay, we just lost our destroyer to the Carl. And my work here is done. He's withdrawing, so I've got no one to spot for me anymore because the Minigumo is gone. So it's time to reposition. Okay, I got 2 fires on the Carl and 4 hits. He's burning nicely. This ship. I have to say, it is a step up from the Harlem. The Harlem's good. I mean, do watch my Harlem video if you haven't. But the Harlem is great. But this ship... Yeah, you get the pattern bombers a little bit quicker. You've got the 12-kilometer range. The guns are pretty strong. They're not super strong. Actually, they're pretty average. What am I saying? But they're okay. That's the thing. They're okay. And of course, you've got this as well. You see, he can't see me, but I'm pattern bombing him. So yeah, you can stealth fire, which is kind of mean. Oh, guys, I had him with my pattern bombers. Oh, torps for some bizarre reason. Okay, I'm just going to try and slow down, throw the brakes on. Okay. And now it's pretty safe to move into cap. He says, what is firing at me? Why is it firing at me? Why are you picking me as a target? Oh, it's my good friend the Sherman, of course. He's upset with me, isn't he? I can tell. Alright. I guess we'll have to do something about the Sherman first. I don't think pattern bombing destroyers is particularly easy, but you can have a guess, you can have a punt. Sometimes you get lucky, right? He's turned in, or turned out even, so he's avoided those. But not by much, so my guess was on the money. Alright. And we've hit him with our main guns. Yep. Going incapacitation. Alright. Chucking the hydro on in case he torped. Yep. I'm gonna pattern bomb you, man. Best guess. In the lucht. In the lucht. It feels like I'm hacking, to be honest. Dirty, dirty ship with the dirty, dirty pattern bombs, right? I mean, honestly, if the guns don't cut it, that's fine. We just pattern bomb you. What a crazy concept this is. Alright, he's in smoke, but he's at the front of his smoke lighting me as he goes. And now he's firing. I should get sights of him. Yeah, there we go. I should finish him off. Yep. Okay, good. Alright. So she is very capable of dealing with destroyers. You keep them confused, addled, and concerned with your pattern bombers whilst slowly blowing all their modules to pieces with your high explosive rounds, okay, from your main guns. Yeah. And now we're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing left to kill on this flank. So I'm going to head on over to the Iowa at the bottom of the map. But this match looks like it's a wrap. We got a total of 18 bomb hits, 78,666 damage. More importantly, we also got 5 fires, which is nice, I have to say. And we got them in pretty much short order as well. And I feel this ship's quite strong for a tier. She's alright. I don't think the tier 9 grind is going to be a difficult one. I think it's going to be a pleasant, chill, pleasant kind of grind for the Golden Lion. Or Golden Lee. Yeah. Because, I mean, the matchmaker wasn't kind, but I don't care. Let's face it, I'm going to be spending most of my time behind islands, staying out of trouble, and pattern bombing things. So, if it's tier 11, great. More XP, more credits for me. I'm hoping the Iowa's going to accelerate into those. But he's a canny player, this one. No, those missed, didn't they? He's slowing down. Alright, maybe the second set will get him. Yeah. Yeah, those look good. There's a fire on him. And he's stopped. Okay. I need to aim for the superstructure. He's hardly moving. And unfortunately, I'm now out of range of the pattern bombs. I was kind of hoping he would push me, but obviously this player knows what the Johan's all about, and he knows if he pushes me, he's going to see a lot of pattern bombers in his life. So he very sensibly stopped. Okay, so we're up to 95k damage. That's nice. Goat cheese over. Okay. Gotta love Dutch, right? Wow. With its backboard and its goat cheese. Okay, anyway, that's the Iowa dealt with. Just the main and the U-2501. 50 seconds left. Do be aware that she handles like a heavy cruiser, though, so when you're trying to get position on islands, be aware that the rudder shift isn't anything like as good as on, say, a light cruiser. And she is a little sluggish, so bear that in mind when you're positioning. If you take that into account, you'll be fine. She's something else. I've hardly broken a sweat here. 95k, and I've hardly broken a sweat. Had there been more ships on this flank, I am sure I would have gone over 100k easy. Easy. What a lovely boat. Right. Let's see how we did. Okay, so almost 400,000 credits. 28,861 experience, because I'm grinding for the tier 10, so I've got the 800 flag on, or ticket on, or card. Okay, 1,831 XP. Not bad, considering I've played this ship 5 times in total. Good damage on the Sherman, the Johan. Johan even. 31k there. Yeah. 33 on the airstrike, 33k, 36,000 of fire damage. Yeah, that's telling. That's telling. Okay, and there's the XP. Right, let's do another one. Okay, this time we're on a hotspot. It's domination again. And this time it's an on-tier match. So lots of tier 8s in my life. There is some tier 7 as well. Not much, but it's on tier. So tier 9, tier 8, and 1 or 2 tier 7s. You know, this ship is easy to play, okay? If you want a line that's fun to play all the way up to tier 10, the Dutch cruiser line is a lot of fun. It'll also get you into some good habits with islands, because you should be using islands in a cruiser. There are a few exceptions to that in the new meta, like ships like the Zhao that sit out at 18 kilometers or more farming. Yoshino is another example of that. And they just stand off and open water HE spam, right? But most of the cruisers in this game, okay, Hindenburg too, yeah. Some of the cruisers in this game require island play, and this is one of them. Again, I feel like I'm on the wrong side of the map. I would be happier on the other flank, because there's more islands to exploit. That said, I'm heading towards a large island now, and I will use the island at F4 to set up a pattern bomb trap, if you like. Once I've had my goat cheese. And we're going to make short work of those planes if he stays within range of my AA. No, he's running away. Of course he is. That's another thing. Good CV players avoid you. Bad CV players allow you to get your medal and shoot down a gazillion planes. So the AA is strong. Yeah, what he says. Alright. So I'm just getting a position. The Kagero or Kaoro is spotting for me. That's nice, isn't it? So I've got a ghost spotting for me, followed by his Baltimore friend who's going to be radaring for him. And I've put my funny looking trousers on and I'm launching pattern bombs. I think he said funny looking trousers. So goat cheese and funny looking trousers. Okay. Right. 4K straight there without having to really do much. And I'm trying to maintain this corner. Okay, there's a kid setting up opposite us. Time to shoot some planes now. Bye. 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 What planes were those then? You know? If only all AA was as strong as this, right? If only. Okay. So the kid, for some mysterious reason, has decided to fire AP at a heavy cruiser. Good luck with that, pal. I'm liking this guy. Clang, clang, clang. Let's, oh, he's not moving either. Even better. Trust me, mate. Once I've dropped a few pattern bombers on you, you're going to want to move. Nope, he's just sat in the middle. One hit. Alright. Dispersion on those pattern bombs was a bit poor, but okay. Fine. Always when I'm trying to show a ship off, that happens. Okay, now the Buffalo is, according to the mini-map, roughly there. So he's radar camping. Our Baltimore is doing exactly the same thing. Starts to shoot a few more planes down. Are you really just going to sit there all day long? He's discovered the HE button. Wow. The kid's going places. He has potential. Still done fuck all to me, though. And another hit. And this time a fire. Okay. Astonishing. And we got two battleships and an Asturias pushing the one line, but we just lost the Asturias to a torpedo from the kid. Good for him. So he knows how to use torpedoes. Okay. But he's out of there. Okay. Sad face. You know, it's a shame. I was looking forward to pattern bombing him again. I've never seen a destroyer so easy to pattern bomb than that guy. Alright. Planes in my life. Huh. We do seem to be dissolving. Just lost a destroyer and a battleship. Just took out one of their battleships. So things are tight. Things are tight. Although we do control 3 caps. There was a destroyer on my starboard side. He's gone now and left his smoke behind. And the Buffalo just radared me. What's the play? What do you want to do? Are you going to come out, have a go? Or are you going to stay behind your island? Okay, so we got a Megami and a West Virginia and a Kaga up ahead. I'm not sure I really want to push into that particularly. And the Buffalo is reluctant to come out to play. Okay. Alright. Our Bismarck is refusing to push. I think if our Bismarck had grown a pair, I would have joined him, but he hasn't, so I'm not going to bother. We're just going to back up a bit and wait for the Buffalo to make a mistake. It kind of looked like he was throttle jockeying into reverse, so... Yeah, he is. He's reversing into that. Oh. Alright. Just a hunch, right? And then he stopped. Damn. Which means my strike missed. Alright.
Vijandelijke slagschepen gedetecteerd.
Really isn't much to pattern bomb here, is there? Oh, Buffalo just took out our Rodney. Damn.
Wachtend op instructies.
Ah, he's turning out, slowing down. Okay.
In de lucht.
I don't think it is my imagination. I think the Buffalo is reversing and then stopping and pushing it forward and so on. So eventually I'm going to get lucky. Yep. 3 hits on the Buffalo and a fire. Good. Again, the Bismarck isn't pushing north, so... We're ahead on points and caps. They need to come to us, really, ideally. I'll put some AP into his bow. And get 3 overpens. Yeah, there he goes reversing again. And he's firing on the Yorktown. Okay, our carrier came out to play. And got himself killed. Alright. We've still got 3 caps, so we can still win this match. I'm just going to have to think a little hard about what I do next. I wasn't expecting the Yorktown to sacrifice himself in such a bizarre way. I guess he got bored, right? I don't know.
Luchtafweerbemanningen in opperste staat van paraatheid.
Help a Bismarck out by trying to remove some of those torpedo bombers for him, but they're just out of range. Okay. Right, now I'm going to get pushed now by a Buffalo and a Mogami. And I need to sink both of those ships. So I say that, if they don't push me, we're going to win. Because we've got 3 caps.
Klaar voor instructies, over.
Only 3.5 minutes to go before that becomes a fact.
Luchtafweerbemanningen in normale staat van paraatheid.
Prospect bombers. I just want to see if he's got his AA on, which he has. He's still on the corner. Okay. That's predictable then. 4 hits. And here he comes. Okay, finally. Finally. Citadel and sinking. Finally.
Vijandelijke kruiser vernietigd.
Because we are indeed a heavy cruiser with 240mm guns, so... That means the Mogami's on cap. So he's capping A. I guess they're looking to wrap up. But I still feel we can win this. Here he comes. Here he comes. The only thing I'm concerned about here is his torpedoes. And the 7 ricochets I just got because he turned into my shells. Clever lad. He was clever anyway, I think. What's he doing now? I think he's going around him, so... Okay, 4 hits from the pattern bombers. That's great. There he goes, trying to torpedo my ass. Okay, 4k damage down.
Torpedo's achter ons.
Here come the torps I was worried about. Gonna change course.
Torpedo's achter ons.
And finish him off. Yep. Okay.
Een kruiser tot zinken gebracht.
The funny looking trousers like that, didn't they? Funny looking trousers. They're sinking stat. Yeah. Yep, we sunk a Mogami. And now our team's just capping B. Excuse me. Hay fever. Sufferer here. Hay fever sufferer here. It's the season of hay fever suffering. And I'm sneezing. My eyes are watering. I gotta put eye drops in and take my medication. Great. I love the summer, don't you? Summer is my favorite time of the year. Roast in the sun and get hay fever. Yay. Okay, so there's just the Kaga and the Azuma left. And we win. Ta-da! Fairly underwhelming match, really. I was hoping to show this ship off a lot more, but I guess in the last few minutes you got to see what she's capable of. 320,000 credits again. Very easy grind. 1,502 XP. Very easy to get. Didn't really break a sweat, as usual. 21k on the Buffalo, 19k on the Megami. Happy with that. I hope you've enjoyed these two matches, and if you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching.